A lot of times a client will call us and ask us to implement a certain feature on their website. And what will happen is we'll implement the feature, the client will pay us a lot of money to implement that feature, and at the end of it, they can't actually get the users of their website to use the feature. And this is something we hate to see happen. We hate to see clients come to us and have us solve a problem and then it doesn't actually solve the problem or do anything. So I put together this list of 4 questions that you can ask yourself or you can ask your customers or your clients to help you decide if a feature is really worth implementing into your website. So the first question is, will people use it? Now the way to get the answer to that is you can ask your clients or you can ask your users through SurveyMonkey or just by calling them on the phone. Or you can just kind of use common sense, but you really want to make sure that people are going to use the new feature that you've added to your website. So whether it's like a client login back into your website where they can check their account, or some sort of invoicing system where they can log in. If they're not actually going to log in and use it, then you need to make sure that it's probably not a good idea to use it. The second question you need to ask when you're trying to decide whether or not to implement a new feature is to ask if people will keep using it. So a lot of times we'll implement a feature, but it doesn't provide enough value so that people keep using the feature. So maybe they log in and use it once, but then they never use it again, or maybe after a couple months they stop using it. That's another thing you definitely don't want to have happen. So it's important just to do a lot of research to make sure that the problem you're trying to solve is a problem that exists and a problem that your customers can relate with. So thirdly is to make sure that whatever feature you're trying to implement really helps your website achieve its primary goal. So if you've got an e-commerce site that's trying to sell a product, does the feature really help you sell the product more effectively? If you're trying to generate leads for your business, does the feature help you generate leads better? If you're trying to just create communication with your customers, does it really achieve that goal? And if it doesn't achieve it, then there's no reason to really spend the money and the time to implement it. The last thing you need to look at is the actual cost of the feature. And you need to look at all the different costs involved. So there's the money you're going to have to spend with your developer to develop the feature, your web design company. There's also the time that you're going to have to spend doing back and forth with the web design company to implement the feature. Because really there's a lot more costs in your time than just the amount of time that you're paying for with the web designer to actually implement a feature. So if it's going to be extremely costly, if you're not sure that it's going to solve a problem that your customers have, then it really isn't worth it to implement that feature into your website. Alright, so to wrap up, 4 questions to ask yourself. 1, will people use the feature? 2, will they keep using the feature? 3, does it help achieve the primary goal for your website? And 4, how much does it cost, both in money and time? If you ask yourselves those 4 questions before you implement a new feature on your site, then you're going to have a much higher chance of success once the feature is launched. So if you have any questions, just feel free to ask them down in the comments, and thank you very much.